Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So if you watched this week's Shop Talk video, you're probably familiar with this car behind me, the one that I damaged and broke the oil cooler on. And today we're gonna be replacing the oil cooler, and I'm gonna show everyone that process. The way I see it is I made a mistake, I damaged the car. Well, I got lemons, let's make some lemonade out of it. And let me show everyone how we replace this. Even though it's not a commonly replaced item, it's only really specific to these vehicles. I figure it's one thing to do, to show everyone how to do it for entertainment purposes, or you might have one, you may need it. Plus, I'm hoping that people will watch this and I get to recoup a little bit of the money that I had to shell out for the new cooler. So I figure we got lemons, let's make lemonade. Maybe the lemonade will be nice and sweet in the end. So either way, let's get to it. If you guys aren't familiar, this is a 2005 Mercedes E55 AMG 5.4 liter V8 supercharged, big badass car. I mean, it's a very beautiful car. And this thing has around 150,000 miles. And we're gonna be replacing the oil cooler today. So where we are going to start is going to be down here. Now, if you haven't watched the video, I parked this outside. The vehicle is lowered and I wound up hitting one of those parking bumpers. Went over it and hit this cooler, and it's basically leaking out of the welds on this side where it hooks up to the line. So basically I broke it. So we're gonna replace this. Now, this may not fit the way that it would normally fit on your vehicle if you have this specific vehicle and you're working on it, because this has another cooler up here that's a little bit bigger than the original, and that's the reason why this one is pushed down, because normally I believe this would sit a little bit up higher and not lower than the bumper, which is one of the issues that this car has going on for it. So where I'm going to begin is I'm going to remove my little paper towel bandage here that I've had keeping up the oil from leaking here in the shop, and we need to get our 10mm impact gun here to remove our bolts for the lines. Now it's pretty simple. We just have a 10mm on this side, and I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up, but we have a 10mm on this other side. Now I know it's kind of dark. Let me put a little bit of light on this for everyone here. Hopefully that'll look a little bit better. Yep. And what we're gonna do is go ahead and remove the other 10mm just like that. Now, I know that these lines should come off pretty easily, and the reason why I know that is because, well, I took this off and I put it back on when I was looking to figure out what happened. So we're gonna go ahead and remove that side. Now, oil will spill out, so I'm gonna lay it down in here, and I'm gonna get a drip can so we can put underneath here so we don't make a big mess in the shop. So let me go ahead and put my drip can in place, and we're going to move our oil drain a little further along. Let's see if we can just pry this line off, and voila, just like that, we have our oil cooler off. So that's it, we're done. I wish, not really. So now that we have this part of it done, I'm just gonna come in here. We have these green O-rings that we're going to remove, hopefully, if I don't stab myself. These are pretty thick O-rings, so they do put up a little bit of a fight. I'm gonna go ahead and remove that one. And then we're going to come in here and remove our other one. And that's basically what they are. We're gonna go ahead and take those out of there. And what I'm gonna do is grab a rag, and I'm just gonna clean up my line areas here. I noticed that there's some rust and a little bit of paint coming off of the lines. These are like painted black originally. I'm assuming for corrosion resistance, but that coating is peeling and corroding a little bit. So go ahead and give it a wipe, and then just spray it down with some brake cleaner. Get rid of anything that might be in there, and then come back in here and give it a final wipe down. Just like that. So now that we have that done, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little bit of the engine oil, and we're gonna coat our new O-rings, and we're just going to slide them into place here, just like that. Always coat your O-rings. If you don't want to use engine oil, you can always just use some silicone. These are made from a silicone type of rubber, I guess. So silicone will not harm it. Just FYI for everyone. Now we have our cooler down here, and we have our new cooler over here. And if everyone notices, there's something missing, which is going to be this little cover. So what I'm going to do is figure out which way is what here, and we have to remove and transfer this little plastic cover, or I'm assuming it's like an air dam. And let's go ahead and do this. But here's the thing, I'm gonna probably have to zoom everyone back here, and then I'm going to have to pull this out a little bit here so everyone can kind of see what I'm doing, so we have a little bit better lighting. And this just has these little clips. I don't know if the camera will pick them up, but I should be able to just either slide this out. Oh, there you go. This should just slide out just like that. That's actually a lot easier than I thought it would be. So on this side, I gotta lift up this little finger that holds it. I see how they were meant to hold it. So even these little clips are, as you can say, a little bit damaged due to the rust. But basically, we're just gonna fold that up and then fold that up. And I'm sure this is not the way Mercedes intended you to do this, but it's how we're gonna do it. Now, before I go ahead and do anything else here, I'm gonna figure out which way based on the logo. So this was my original sticker on there, if the camera picks it up, the factory sticker, and it came off like that. So what I'm gonna do now is take my oil cooler, the new one, and we are going to match it up so we have this put exactly in the correct fashion. Now I gotta be careful here. Gotta spread these fingers a little bit here. I do not want to poke my new cooler and damage it and have to pay for another one. That would not be fun. So just like that, it just looks like we're going to slide it in. And here's the thing, since some of these clips are already broken due to rust and stuff, I will probably put a zip tie around this because that could come off, even though it came off easy on the other one. I don't want to risk it, so we will probably just do a little bit of a zip tie job on there as well, just to play it safe. And now I'm going to go ahead and get these ready. Now this is pretty simple. It's not really that difficult. If this car had this mounted on there correctly with the bracketry, I'm sure it would have been a lot more difficult. But in this scenario, it's not really that difficult because literally the lines are the only thing holding it up. Nothing I can do for that as much as I want to. You know, I can't really go in there and start modifying stuff. This is how it came in. This is how it's gonna leave. If I could try to improve it a little bit better, I'm gonna try, but there's not really too much improvement that I could do here. So good thing I looked at my camera. You guys were not in position. I almost installed this without showing everyone. So pretty simple. What I'm gonna do is take my cooler, go ahead and put it on my first line here. And this side is a little flexible. What I'm gonna do now, just because I can, I'm gonna take my 10mm bolt. I'm gonna go ahead and hand thread it in there. Start off hand threading, don't go crazy. And it's not super long, but I'm gonna use my impact there just very lightly. I'm not impacting, just using it to run it down. So please, people, don't scream in the comment section saying that I damaged the new cooler, because I just use that to line it up and push it in a little bit. So, all right, just like that. We got everything in on this side, and luckily it's all matching up. So again, hand thread this bad boy on just like that. And once I hand thread it on, I'm gonna just use my gun to run the threads, not impacting. You guys heard it go one click and that's it. Now I'm gonna take my highly specialized German torque wrench, which 1/4 inch ratchet, I'm sure this has some sort of torque on there. It's probably in Newton meters. And I couldn't find anything on this because it's not optioned on every vehicle. So I'm just gonna go snug as a bug on it. Or I'd like to say the old school method of torquing. So I'll just put this on here and click, nice and tight. German torque specs right there. And I know I'm joking about that, guys. You should torque stuff, but I can't find a torque spec for this to save anyone's life, to say the least. I looked online and couldn't really find anything. And the stuff that I did find doesn't really feel right because if you were to tighten it up to what some websites say, well, you're gonna be buying a new cooler. So now what I'm gonna do is go ahead, clean up my flanges here. And now that those are cleaned up, we're just going to push this a little up here as far as we can. To be honest with you, the new one sits a lot better in there than the old one. It's still hanging a little low, but this does fit a little bit better from what it looks like. Now, as much as I probably shouldn't mess too much with this, I'm gonna try to get it to sit a little bit higher. So I don't know if you guys are gonna catch that, but right now, if you watched the video from the other day, you'll notice that it was hanging a little low on this side. And now I got it pretty square up there. That looks pretty good. I actually like that. Yeah, I mean, still lower than I would want it to be, but you know what? There's nothing I can do for that. So now what I'm gonna do here, just to play it safe, we have our little plastic air splitter here. Basically, what this does is the air hits this to cool it down. It makes the air come out towards the bottom, not go up towards the engine to overheat the engine. So I'm gonna just take a zip tie or two here, and we're just going to zip tie this cover here just to keep it from coming off, because these clips are worn down over time, and I'm not gonna order a whole new little shroud here. I don't even think they exist. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Again, as much as I want to fix as much as I can on this, I'm already out of pocket when it comes to this cooler at, you know, my own fault, which I do agree. But I can't go through the wormhole and just start fixing it and ordering stuff I never had. That's something that as you work on vehicles, you learn that sometimes you can only do whatever you're intended to do. I can't go overboard on here because at this point in time, as much as it pains me to say it, I want to do the best job that I can. And if it takes a little bit of effort, I will do a better job than how we came in, which I feel we did. We got it nice and level and perfect. But unfortunately, I can't just call up the dealer and order every single part that I would need for this, like the brackets that are missing and the little clips that are rotted out or the shroud. As much as I would love to do that, the money's not there because this is coming out of my pocket. So I'm going to do my best that I can within reason. Now, this is as high as it'll go, and I'm going to go ahead and remove my oil catch cans here out of the way just so I can kind of show everyone why we're limited on space. So hopefully I didn't give everyone a headache there or dizziness, but you can see, and hold on, this is a bad angle, guys. I really don't like this. But up here, yeah, I'm probably the worst cameraman when it comes to this. You know what? Let's do it this way. Maybe this way is a little bit better. All right, so there, everyone can see that. So basically what we have here is we have our cooler. Now we also have another cooler up here. This cooler, I believe, has been added on here and been modified. It's a bigger cooler. That's why this has dropped down, because normally this will sit a little bit higher up and it would mount to this. But since this is an aftermarket unit, I don't believe that they have the little hooks for it. So now, I mean, I don't know if everyone can see that, but we are pretty much almost on it. They're almost touching, so I can't go any higher. I did zip tie the shroud on there, but that's as good as we can do when it comes to this. All right, so we are all said and done. That's pretty much how you do this cooler. One thing that I have loved to do is check for oil leaks or anything, but I'm fairly confident we're not gonna have any leaks, but still check. Now this vehicle is getting an oil change. So what I'm gonna probably do is I'm gonna test it, add a quart of oil because that's about what we lost on it. I'm gonna check it, verify, make sure we have no leaks, warm it up a little bit, and then go ahead and start doing the oil change, which I'm not gonna cover in this video because I think I have a video on it, and I'm not sure if it's out yet or if it's soon to be out. But I believe I've covered this before on how to change the oil on one of these. So with that said, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you learned a little bit from my mistake if you watched the previous video, and now you see me correcting my mistake. You know, it sucks, it burns, but you know what? I'm not gonna be mad about it. Whatever. I lost some money. It's okay. I've been pretty good at not, you know, damaging stuff, so I'll take this if it's once in a blue moon. So either way, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Like always, comment, like, and subscribe because it definitely helps the channel grow. But especially on this video, guys, I really need you to like and subscribe because I'm trying to recoup some money that I lost buying this thing. Either way, but like always, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you on the next video.